So, Cardano coin on a 4 hour time frame has been one coin that few of you have been requesting so far. So, straight to the point, what caught our attention was a successful breakout from here, a nice retest, which was also a successful retest of this 200 EMA. So, pointing this one out here, you can see we had a nice liquidity movements here. So, long wick, long wick, long wick. Few attempts to potentially move price back to the lower zones, but buyers took advantage and pushed further to the upper zones. Now, zooming out fully here, what we are looking is a possible movement to this trend here. Now, zooming even further, we see, let's take a look here, nice 30%, maybe 40% downward movement, which shook all the indicators and all the zones, resistance, FVGs, everything. So we had a nice upward movement correction. Now, first breakout of 200 EMA. Nice breakout, went for a retest, but turned out to be a fake out, and we had a steep downward movement. Now, tested, and again, breakout, going for a retest, failed the retest, and back to the lower zones. Now, again, nicely tested and bounced up. Now, this time, we had a nice retest here, and price actually bounced to upper zones. So, the game plan for now is a potential movement to the lower zones, which most likely will stay near the retesting zone here. So this 200 EMA, if we see a downward movement, of course, then a retest to 200 EMA and a nice movement to the upper zones, meaning like I think 10% of market price movement. Okay, 14. So towards this major resistance zone on a 4 hour time frame as of now. So okay, let's make it a little bit bigger. So it should be like this. Yep. Now, if we see this kind of game plan, a nice movement, 40% movement to upper zones, then we are going to look for a possible movement to the lower zones. Meaning now, zooming out fully, we have few zones that we detected for ourselves. Now, this is going to be the major resistance zone. So, wait, putting further here. This is going to be the major resistance zone. And this is going to be ideally the zone of the DKA, meaning possible where you can like top up a few more like short positions. So this yellow box here. Now, if all goes right, then we should see some kind of weakness already here and maybe a small retest again to the zone, maybe a small fake out movement and then a steep movement to the lower zone. So during this fake out movement here, we should see not see, but we should take an advantage and top up a position if we see it. So the first, what we should do is wait for price to move here, also correcting the RSI. You can see it's entering slowly into the overbought zone. So a small movement to the lower side, bounce 40% up, and this is going to be the first point where we want to see some kind of weakness. Of course, this will not work if we see a steep breakout like this, or even like a quick liquidity movement, like breaking here and closing the candle's body here. So the wick of this huge would mean that this trade won't be as successful as we thought. So the game plan is pretty simple, I think. And this is basically the overview of the Cardano coin on a 4 hour time frame.